Yeah, so Drake dropped Pushups,
Yeah.
produced by Boy Wonder and Tay Keith. Some of the notable producers on this. Xavier, you said that Drake was not going to reply. He did not want these problems. And let me tell you, I will commend the light-skinned brother.
Yeah, I'll give him points for that.
Because he went out there and he
charged
attacked
best.
who we deemed the boogeyman of hip hop. So, what did you think about the diss records, Xavier?
Yeah, like you said, I'll give Drake his respect for responding because I didn't think he was going to respond.
Yeah.
And it's been past J. Cole's 2-day mark. We haven't heard an apology yet.
Right.
So, Drake,
Right.
I'll give you some points for responding. What do I think about the diss track? It definitely sounds like he tried to go the back-to-back route. Tried to give us something more popular, something we could play in the clubs or play just out and about, trying to make a popular song. I don't think it really was that to an extent. Now that he has it on streaming services, I still don't think we're going to be just hearing people play Push-Ups on a daily basis. But I still think it was just as a song, I would give it a 7, 8. One of the better songs we've heard from Drake recently. Not really saying much, but one of the better songs we've heard from Drake recently. As a diss, it was a good diss. It was a good diss.
It was good.
He was saying some things. And it was catchy.
Yeah.
Not repetitive, but catchy, and it really kind of did stick. Getting the size 7, how you're a big stepper with the size 7 men.
Right. Notable lines like that.
Yeah, notable lines.
But let me just say this. I love how he came off in verse 1 and just said, I could never be nobody number 1. Like, I'm addressing y'all niggas straight off rip. That was, to me, intelligent for him to do in a diss. I'm dissing y'all niggas straight off bar 1. Continue.
Yeah. He came in like Kendrick did, like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Said, oh, this is how we're coming in. We're just coming in hot.
Aggressive.
All right, we'll start it.
I love that tone.
Oh God, don't. I'm not gonna spend too. It's a sad day when we're relying on Drake to
save hip hop.
To save hip hop.
Right.
When we would think the true MC like J. Cole would have been the one to step up to the plate when he did initially, but then just folded under the pressure. Now we gotta rely on Drake to piece things back together with Kendrick. Right. Sad day. But overall, I do think it does warrant a response. Unlike Drake, who's now like, oh, Kendrick, you got 3 days to respond. Are we just going to not act like it didn't take Drake 3 weeks to respond to like that, and then an additional week just to claim the diss and put it on streaming services? So that's That's 4 weeks. Why are you on this man talking about, oh, you got 3 days to respond, brother? Like,
right.
Like, come on.
I'm going to be on my Kendrick apologist stuff. So, Cabrera, what did you think about the diss?
I mean, to be honest, I think like what Xavier said, as far as him making a diss that's not only a diss, but I would respectfully disagree. I think it's a song that even if you take away who he's like dissing, it's something that I would say, like, to your point, like, oh, I can be in the gym, listen to it. It's something
catchy.
That people who may really... I think it could just be applied to situations when you just have a group of people who don't like you. And that's where I think, as far as Drake as an artist, that's where he has really been in his bag, if that makes sense. Like, he made a song where it's like, dang, I could say 20, what is this, 20 versus 1, nigga? Like, if you playing whatever sport you're playing, you're working out, whatever, I just think it could apply. I thought it was funny talking about Metro.
He has mastered that skill.
He has. And I'm just saying, I think that's what, is good about his diss. But as far as, like, moving forward and waiting for Kendrick to respond and how he's going to go about it, if it's going to be a straight diss and, it's just a Drake. And, unfortunately, that may impact, like, as far as his streams or whatnot. I just think this song, you can see it probably becoming part of his, like, catalog. Like, honestly. Like, in his Drake Essentials playlist.
Right. I say this. I think that this Drake diss record so far is the best Drake diss record I've ever heard.
Wow.
This is including Back to Back, which
I
think
know it was a diss.
Yeah, I think that you didn't know Back to Back was a diss?
Back to Back.
To Meek Mill.
Oh, I didn't know.
This ain't a world tour, not your girl's tour.
Oh,
I know that you gotta be a thug for.
But that's what I'm trying to say with Drake fans, and like his fan base is obviously as large as it is. Like, yeah, they can hear little things like Metro make some drums, okay, but like, would they know everyone he's dissing? And that's what I heard about Drake, is that you won't know he's dissing you unless you No, he's dissing.
Right, Kanye said that before, but going back to back to back, I feel like
Dang, I gotta look at
the social media element of that, like remember all the memes we had of Meek and all that, that really played a part in that. Even though niggas say they were playing that in the club, I know we were in high school, so I don't fucking know. Niggas was in like it was like sophomore year for us. Anyway, people probably would say that was his best. I think that this is his best dick.
Whoa.
It's okay.
Hey,
I can't
yo.
speak
No Diddy. With that being said, Push-Ups was Drake's best diss ever. Nigga, it's not gonna be good enough. I fucking love this diss. I actually, I when you start to hear it more and more, how he did it, what it okay. Drake, let me tell you right now, Push-Ups is not gonna be enough. So your next song after what Kendrick is about to drop needs to be better than this. Like, he needs to go into another element. This was a great warm-up track. Mm-hmm. And we're going to talk a little bit more about Kendrick Lamar and the process of, nigga, the ball's in your court now.
Yeah.
But Drake did his thing on here. Now,
I mean, the beat alone.
Kendrick apologized.
I try to keep it 3 PG.
Drop and give me 50. You're talking about the relationship with him and Top Dog. What is he trying? What are you saying right now? Is this old information? Like I was telling Sam on the phone. Kendrick and Drake, like they've been talking about this diss record. I don't know what social media, like y'all niggas get on my nerves. That's all I'm gonna say. Y'all think that Kendrick has been up all night for 4 straight years trying to perfect a diss track for Drake. Let me share something with the internet. For the past 10 to 12 years, Drake and Kendrick have probably both had diss records on a USB drive ready and waiting for one of them to say something, because that's what good lyricists do. Nigga, they have files and they're prepared with information for if a nigga comes for them. So, with that being said, I'm not trying to understand why this narrative is going around that Kendrick has just been holding on to this diss track and perfecting it for 4 years, and just this is all he's been working on. Like, come on, man, y'all got to stop with that. Maybe
they're trying to soften the blow.
They're trying to
I don't think
soften the blow.
Like if you, well, I'm listening.
But Push-Ups was good, man. Push-Ups, I gotta give the man his credit. Push-Ups was really good. I knew
compared to J. Cole and his diss, which really wasn't a diss, but then for him to come out this hard, I think that's when J. Cole was like, we know backtrack because y'all really going at each other.
Well, we know
definitely
Drake
better
and
than
Kendrick.
7-minute drill.
Yeah, we know Drake and Kendrick. That song doesn't exist anymore. We know Drake and Kendrick actually have a. I would just say they don't have a.
I wish I downloaded.
They have a disdain for each other, or maybe they're not as close as Cole is. That like Cabria was saying a couple podcasts ago. Cole is that middle child in that relationship where niggas have been like jockeying for position of who's the better friend to Cole probably or whatever. Yeah. And Drake is now, it looks like over the last year, that confidant, that person for Cole, but I mean, on paper,
I wouldn't agree with that. I think it was just, again,
I still don't
think it was just
understand what
J.
y'all are talking
Cole
about.
just trying to don't be disrespectful, please.
He like John Cena.
I think it was just at the end of the day. I think it was just the fact J. Cole was trying to do more features,
I ain't listened to a Cole song
more
since.
artists. You know, get more artist features so that he can build his fan base. So when he drops the fall off, you know, everyone's gonna want to tune in because he's been doing songs with some people's favorite artists. That's what I think it is. I think it's a business plan, and that Drake gave him a platform.
He ruined that.
I don't think he ruined it. I think at the end of the day, I feel like when we talked about it in the last pod, I think it was just like a respect thing. And then hearing how Drake just came, he probably was like, there's might be more to the story that you not telling me. And we just had this discussion about there's something deeper between Drake and Future. There's something deeper between Drake and Kendrick. There's something deeper between a lot of people where it's like, you are in the middle and you're just kind of like, I really fuck with both of y'all. I'm gonna step out of this because I don't want to have to come and pick a side and choose, which I can see how people feel about that. But I think at the end of the day, you have to at least, after hearing that, anticipating how Kendrick's gonna respond, it's kind of like, dang.
What do you mean pick a side and choose? He dropped an entire album and a diss track. He dissed Kendrick throughout the album and had a dedicated
throughout the album?
Yeah, throughout the album and had a dedicated song. I didn't hear him diss Drake one time. I heard a couple Drake shout outs.
Well, he did,
but it sounded like he picked a side.
I don't think he. Okay, what I'm just trying to say is, it's just again, you're the middle child. You feel me?
Oh God.
I'm a middle child, even though I'm the oldest girl, so it doesn't really count. But anyway, let's just stay on topic.
Yeah, let me get back to my. Oh, go ahead.
I would say overall, I think it was just very like, you know, Drake came and did what he needed to do. For one person standing against so many people that has a problem with him, I'm impressed by it. I'm not gonna lie. We gonna wait to see the credits and like who kind of helped, and if it's just him,
no, it's him. It's him.
Okay, see, that's what I'm saying. All right, kudos to Drake. But what I'm trying to say is, with the whole situation, is like, as we were discussing earlier, before we, you know, start really shooting the pot, is just kind of like, what did this nigga do to make them so mad? That's what I just generally want to know. Like, what did he do besides probably take off? He used Future. You feel me? He was working with Metro. He took off even more to the level he was at when he was working with them, and started putting other people on, and then they feel the type of way. But you guys said it could be deeper than that. And like we were talking about 21 and his album, I've always liked 21. He's a very, like, the way he raps, his music or whatever, like 21 to me is up there with Kodak. And I don't see no clout with Drake and Kodak, but whatever. What I'm trying to say is like, that sound is just a different Atlanta sound. And so to say like, oh, he's picking and choosing, you feel me, which artist he's rapping with, I think it's just about the sound, because he still works with Young Thug, who's also Atlanta. So is Young Thug and Future not cool? Maybe they aren't. I don't know. But he's also partner and did a lot of songs with Young Thug, and they've been hits too. So that's all I got to say about it. And then the Migos. So you're trying to say he chose all of them over Future?
Not to do an entire collab album. Not just work with,
but
do a song with. But he had
multiple songs with the Migos.
A couple of songs with, but an entire album?
But even with the entire album, it was just kind of giving like, hey, I'm going to do a few songs, you do a few songs. It wasn't giving like, well, I get what you're saying. I just like 21. And I just think they sounds just matched at the time of what he was going for. Future just has a different sound. And I think he's like, all right, did the song with Future. Okay, drugs, you know, doing all this stuff. We champions, whatever, diamonds dancing. Okay, I'm on a different level. I'm going to go with someone else. But to your point, I mean, to what we're talking about, we just need to see the background. We need to understand what's going on. And I'm waiting for more music to come out so we can understand why everybody feels some type of way. That's it. Because I can't sit here and just think and figure it out. I'm going to need to hear, you know, I might need to hear the next disc.
Yeah, I think well, do you think Drake's going to respond to Rick Ross?
No, absolutely not. Respectfully, I think they're on two different levels. Like, respectfully, like, honestly,
Ross
Rick
is the OG.
Right. Not being disrespectful, but I don't know a young kid now who's like, I love the new Rick Ross. I can't even tell you what new song he dropped besides Champagne Pop or Champagne, whatever the name of the disc is.
I think I would say that he goes
But
retired.
I'm just saying he's not.
His
wife, but his baby mama,
him and
Tia,
Meek Mill just did a.
Bro, fuck out of here with me.
But I'm just saying, I don't think he's gonna respond. And then his baby mama Tia, she's more popular than Ross right now.
Stop.
What? With younger people and people knowing who's who, you're out of here.
Everything's
you're
not just,
out of here.
Everything's not dictated by the young kids.
Fuck those kids.
I like Rick Ross. I grew
Fuck
up. My
those
mom,
kids.
they love Rick Ross. I like him, and so for me, it was kind of like a shock, and it was funny though. Because this was, to me, it was funnier more than anything. It was given very much like a dad kind of like.
BBL Drizzy with that sculpted six pack.
Back to my
Is it Champagne Stories? What is it
back
called?
to my Kendrick
Champagne
Lamar
Champagne
apologist.
something.
We're going over the lyrics here.
Okay. Go over the lyrics.
Pull your contract because we got to see the split. The way you doing splits, bitch, your pants might rip.
It was given very much SpongeBob. I thought it was funny.
And throughout this record, he was talking about how, you know, Top Dog's basically extorting that man Kendrick, or was, prior to their relationship dissolving in 2020 or 2022, whatever it was. But Xavier, I have a question for you. So, what was going on during Drake's Young Money Cash Money contract?
Oh, Drake want to talk about splits. Drake was signed to like 9 different people.
Okay.
He was splitting that money more than Kendrick, dang near.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, him and J. Cole are on that projection. Like,
Right.
just going on.
Drake just did it really good.
Yeah, he just did it
I'm
good.
just trying to say,
Another
either way,
reason-
how you started and where you ended, I'm just saying lessons learned. I'm not saying Kendrick's not going to be in a position where he's
I mean,
not
but he's
splitting
already
as
in a-
much.
he's
But I'm
already
just
in a
saying,
position.
you're beefing
He's
with
already in the
somebody
position.
who's in a position where, nigga, I'm making.
Kendrick is already in that
My
position.
money.
He has PG Lane. That's his own shit. He's already away from Top
I was gonna
Dog.
say, it's
So
been like
you're
4 years.
You did a chorus that said "Drop and give me." Top said "Drop and give me 50." You're not even with Top Dog anymore. But that's neither here nor there.
But I thought they
You
said
ain't
that-
in no
I
big.
thought they
Hold
said
on.
Drake blocked their masters or
Let me.
something.
Hold on.
That's what they were saying.
Hold
but
on.
I
Hold on.
didn't
Hold
look it
on.
up.
You ain't in no big three. SZA got you wiped down. Travis got you wiped down. Savage got
really-
you wiped down.
I don't really know about that one. I didn't know about that one. I think he was
Like
talking
your
about
label boy, you
popularity,
in a
though.
scope right now.
I can see the popularity kind of there, but at the same time, I
That's
don't
all
see
it is with this nigga.
It's
just
all it is with this nigga.
popularity
Yeah,
and,
but Travis
and
Scott-
what the kids think. The kids
Yes.
love Travis Scott.
Right.
But it's not
Right.
even. I don't
The
even.
kids love.
And we're
SZA.
having a rap conversation, and you bring
Bring up
SZA,
SZA.
and
Random.
Travis is not giving bars like that.
But I am
and 21 is
questionable-
not on that nigga's
Yeah, who has
Kendrick's
ever
level.
gone to Travis
Wait.
for some bars?
for some bars?
I am just curious though, and maybe that could be in the next podcast. Can we just explore Travis Scott's rise to fame and the way he's gotten there and the way he's been able to hold on? Because I'm curious. I'm really confused.
Why? He has a whole
Because
following.
I'm not saying exactly, and that's the only thing I think that keeps him relevant. But like, just like I mean, respectfully, I can't even say the other one because his fans gonna come after me. But I'm just saying, like Travis Scott, like even him being on Nicki's new fucking "Fuck the Club Up" remix, I'm like, oh, why is Travis?
Okay,
on
yeah,
here?
we'll note that for the
Same
next pod.
Because
Note
same
for that-
reason
no- no-
Nicki's trying to do was popular with the kids.
Right.
Same
No,
reason
it's
she was
Young
on
Money, Cash Money.
Yeah, same reason she was on the
Wow.
Kais and that stream.
Okay.
Ain't no reason.
What?
Right.
But
So
Kai's
Dra-
pretty cool. But we should have put
Yeah,
that
that
on
nigga's
the
also
talking
20.
point.
Drake has
What?
did a very good job at making the catchy, rhymey, motherfucking songs that social media, and this is another point I wanted to get into about this song. Social media is about to ruin this rap beef for me, and I might have to sign off of it before until this shit is over. And I don't know how I will be able to absorb and really obtain the music
So,
when
yeah.
niggas are leaking and shit without social media. So I don't know how I would be able to hear the shit. That this shit is getting on my nerves. Y'all niggas with these fucking opinions. Let me tell y'all something. Damn, I fucking lost my train of thought.
This nigga.
I was gonna say, but Abel, I mean, we can say you got leaks
Oh,
in your operation.
I was saying this.
That was funny though.
Niggas on social media. What was this
Oh.
Drake Pushups record? This Drake Pushups record was a response to Like That.
Mm-hmm.
What did Kendrick Lamar say on Like That? Fuck the big three. It's Big Me. Your catalog ain't shit, nigga.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck you, basically.
Something Pet Cemetery, something coffin. He said a lot.
Okay,
He
with
said-
all
He
these
said a
lines,
lot to Drake. Surprisingly, I'll put
Right.
you in a coffin or a Pet Cemetery. Yeah, that was
Right.
very a
in
lot.
about 2 minutes.
Right.
Yeah, and a good ass beat though.
Push-ups
That beat
was
to
a
this day.
response, and this is why Xavier originally came on here and we were
Mm-hmm.
talking. He commends Drake for getting into the ring. Push-ups was, hey, I hear you, nigga. What's up? I'm right here. Whoever wants smoke, I will address all y'all in this shit. And Kendrick, 75% of this track is about you. So I'm in the ring with you. Whatever you want to do, let's go. So this is where now Kendrick's response starts the round. So I'm not understanding why niggas on social media are like, man, Drake just bodied Kendrick. Like, it's over, it's done. Like Drake 1-0. Like, I can't, like, bro.
People just, oh my god.
Really?
This
Do
is
we
just a touching
understand?
of the
I
gloves.
thought we were just waiting
Right.
for
Yeah, this is Kendrick. Kendrick threw it out there like, hey,
Right.
who wants to fight?
Right.
J. Cole said, oh, I'm down. Oh, never mind. My fault. Drake said, oh, I'll give it a shot.
Right.
So now the sparring is about to commence.
And I
I
think,
think
Drake's
so.
social
I
media.
would agree with that.
Yeah,
because
Drake-
Kendrick is definitely gonna respond.
Yeah, Drake's social media antics
gonna
is
respond.
telling me from the outside looking in, y'all can call it confidence all y'all want. I think that nigga Drake is scared and really doesn't understand what's really about to happen to him.
Yeah,
I don't think
I
he's
hope
scared
this
of
wasn't.
anything,
I hope
respectfully.
He's fucking doing
I
all
hope
these
he
all this
should be.
baiting and all that.
don't
He
think so,
understands that nigga in Compton is different.
Yeah, because I hope this wasn't the bomb
It
Joe
wasn't.
Budden. I hope this wasn't the bomb Joe Budden said he recorded.
He said
Right.
that. He said that in the song. Look up the lyrics.
What
He
did
was
he
like,
say?
"Don't
Just-
wake this demon up. I'm trying to keep it PG." He was saying, "If you want more, okay." He literally said that in the song. He's like, "I'm keeping it
Projection.
light." But I'm just saying,
Just
at the
'cause he
end of the
said it.
day,
Right.
imagine everybody coming at you. You have to make a diss. He's not making a diss. Like, yes, it's mainly on Kendrick, but he had to diss this nigga. Then he got to diss this nigga. Then he had to diss this nigga. This is just a general diss focused, as you mentioned, on Kendrick.
But he has 2 lines on Future.
Next one.
He has 1 line on Metro. So you're not, even though people are saying it's a 20 versus 1, it's really not. It's not this. It's not this 20 versus 1 thing.
What?
Ja's not okay.
It looks like.
What I'm saying is this.
I'm saying that's what it looks like. Kendrick is just beefing with.
And he don't. Why is he have to? Why is he treating it like that?
Beefing with so many people because I think they like that. First of all, Future is on it. Metro produced it. Then they had Kendrick. So he's like, okay, all y'all want smoke.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, people came and unfollowed him. I don't even think he addressed
Nav, Rick Ross, I'm taking that nigga and putting him on here. Nav, Metro Boomin, Future, Travis, whoever the fuck you're beefing with, John Morant. Them niggas can't rap like Kendrick Lamar can rap. So, nigga, you want to make this a 20v1? It's not a 20v1. It's 1v1, and you better focus on that one nigga. Because I'm telling you, it's about to be bad for you, man. That's all I'm saying.
And I'm not saying it's not.
Future and all them, you can address them, and that's fine. And this is going to be the length of what's going to happen when you address Future. This is going to be a length of what happens when you address Metro. Because guess what? They can't rap. This is going to be the length if you say some shit about Nav. You don't have to fucking even say shit about what Rick Ross is saying to you or what Rick Ross did with you with the other diss track. You have to focus on one nigga. So you can make this 20v1 all the time like you're going to get jumped, nigga. You're not getting jumped because Future's not getting on a record and trying to diss you on some bars and lyrical shit. So you're not, you can't lose to none of these niggas. You can lose to one nigga.
And we would agree with that. But at the end of the day, the way the diss came, it didn't come just from one nigga. It came from multiple niggas. And I think this is Drake's response to multiple niggas. And he
But why even respond? You say no, but you are the same one that say he doesn't even need to respond to Kendrick. But you're the same one that say he doesn't need to respond to Kendrick because they're not even on the same level, or he can take his time.
I say he can take his time.
So why all of a sudden he want to respond to everybody?
Because I think at the end
why he gotta respond to everybody?
Well, first of all,
respond to J. Cole. Why is he want to duck the guy that has smoked with this man for 10 years?
And that's what I'm trying to say. I would admit that with J. Cole putting this disc out, and probably everyone looked like Drake. You ain't gonna put a disc out, and then for him to pull it back, it was like now somebody has to respond. And it probably put Drake in a situation like, damn, like let me hurry up and respond because now there's nothing on record. People on my side responding, so now I'm gonna have to respond and I'm gonna stand for myself. But to your entire point, I think we're gonna see more of that. I think this was the general, just like that. I'm coming for you, but it wasn't just like you guys mentioned. It wasn't just a Kendrick song coming at Drake. It really was multiple people, and then on that entire album, it was multiple people taking shots. And then the second part, there was other people taking shots. I didn't think even in this we didn't even include A$AP Rocky, and I'm pretty sure he had a little. He didn't really give a fuck because it's like respectfully, A$AP Rocky, you know, he already knows. Beautiful man, beautiful style, everything. Love that. Him and Rihanna, goals. Honestly.
But stop rapping.
But with that being said, he's not a real threat to Drake. I think he just, I'll respond.
But Drake responded to everybody that wasn't a threat. And Drake's not going to respond to A$AP Rocky because he can't respond to A$AP Rocky.
He did respond to A$AP Rocky, and I think he did it in the fucking song when he said, "If your baby mama is really kissed and told, it'll be a different story." And it,
I don't think that was about him.
I think it was a diss to A$AP.
But it could have been because a lot of people have speculated about that line.
110% it was a diss to A$AP. It was a diss, not even to A$AP, but to you guys we were talking about. It probably was a diss to everybody who went against him because maybe that's why The Weeknd don't like him. We don't know. Because he had a shot at The Weeknd. Because why you on their fucking albums? You feel me? And I think to you guys' point, we need to see more just a response between Kendrick and Drake. And I think we're going to get that the next round. When Kendrick releases his own song, fully just by himself, dissing Drake, then Drake's gonna do his, and that's what I think is gonna happen.
So, do you give Kendrick the same grace that you gave Drake when saying the response time?
I will, but I think that's what I wanted to revisit when you said like, oh, he had this diss waiting, You could have a diss waiting, but you have to update that and tweak it, and more information comes in, different producers, different beats, different ideas come in. So I think he is working to make sure that whatever he does put out is gonna be respond with relevant information and to respond to this as well.
Yeah, I was saying
have a diss, but if it's not relevant to anything he said to you, it's kind of how good.
I was saying that more on the social media felt like Kendrick Lamar is just like he can't wait for the opportunity. Like
really. Wait, I think they should.
The OVO fan base and Drake are painting this narrative that the only reason Kendrick Lamar did this shit on like that is because Kendrick needs his name to be relevant. And I'm starting to hate the fact that social media is painting shit to a way where it's like, oh, Kendrick just wants to perfect a fucking diss track to Drake. Kendrick just wants to make his whole rollout about Drake, where he had the highest grossing tour in 2022. He doesn't need. There was a therapy album.
I did like.
He doesn't
Morrow
need
and the
Drake.
rappers.
He
I
dropped
did.
the album
be
about
relevant.
his trans uncle.
And he doesn't need
I did
Drake to
like
be
it 'cause
relevant.
It was very
And-
much
and
what
niggas-
the black community needed to hear. Did people did people think, oh, I'm gonna listen to it in the club, da da da? Just kind of how I felt about J. Cole's last album. Well, besides My Delete later, excuse me, his last albums wasn't very much, oh, club, turn up. It was very much, no, sit here and think about this. I'm trying to put you guys on. I'm trying to teach you guys lessons that I already learned. I'm trying to tell you about my life. That's what it gave. And to Jake's point, he doesn't make music where it's like, I'm thinking of my life. I don't think the 4 a.m. in Charlotte, his kids on there, he don't have a song saying, I'm a dad, I'm happy, this is what I'm learning, this is what I'm teaching. He doesn't have songs that shows as you would expect as an artist, as someone who's like progressing in life, who's learning things in life. He has music that, again, as we were explaining, is very much art, is very much pop. You know, it's not like, oh, I'm a real rapper, I'm gonna teach you about the real lessons, I'm gonna tell you about, oh, this is this heartbreak or this and that. I think that's the difference between the rappers.
And I think that's what makes this battle so interesting.
Yeah, he doesn't get very personal.
This what makes Drake versus Kendrick so interesting, because Drake, and some people would say, is the fake artist. Some people would say is the billboard chasing. Some people
the actor
is the actor.
Mr.
I don't think that. I just think I just think people can compartmentalize. You feel me? As far as, I'm gonna share this with the world, and I'm not gonna share this part of myself with the world. And I just think Drake, just like Future, I'm gonna share. Well, Drake, Future has been doing more lovey-dovey shit, but I'm just saying, as far as like, oh, I'm gonna share this side to the world, but I'm not gonna share like really how I feel, because I know Future, if he had an album about how he really felt having so many kids, different baby mamas, talk about how he loved each and every one of them, people would be like, that's not Future. And I feel like, unfortunately, maybe Drake probably don't think his fans want that. They want music that they can play when they're at the gym, play in the club. They don't want music where he's overly talking about how he became a dad, what he learned when he was in Young Money, how he learned from Lil Wayne, how he felt coming up. They don't want no.
Because it's a corny story, and that kind of goes to the Rick Ross diss. So Xavier,
not a corny
story. He kind of said he was the white boy that came to the park.
That was funny to say.
He was the white boy that came to the park and kind of got the swag from the gangsters and the niggas in the park. So what did you think about the Rick Ross diss and how he talked about Drake? Because thinking about the arc, and I really went back and looked at some of these records. That Ross and Drake time period when Ross was really that guy, and like Drake and him were doing features, it was a great time. So
it's a great time to be alive.
They did benefit from each other. So what did you think about the diss?
I thought that diss was hilarious. And I think that diss is also Ross putting that on streaming services. I think that's what really prompted Drake to put his on streaming services. Even though he's not going to respond, he's going to try to, his numbers is going to be his response. And but overall, I do think it was a diss, unleashed or uncovered a lot of things about Drake, such as his BBL, his sculpted abs, his nose job, how he wanted his nose smaller, unlike his black ass daddy.
But they said, did he get a nose job?
I don't know. I've been looking at some pictures, and I'm like,
I don't think he did. I don't think he did, because when you work out to gain weight and do stuff, and you do certain things, like, you don't have to get a nose job to shape your nose a certain way. I'm not saying he didn't do anything to help it, but I don't think there's certain things like that you can do, is what I'm trying to say. That doesn't require surgery to reshape your nose.
That means he wanted to reshape it. Still reshape.
I mean, either way, it's just. Oh, I'm listening. Let me be quiet. Champagne moments.
But I do think it was good. I like the old school beat, and really just it was hard. I liked it, and it was hilarious. That white boy at the park just trying to hang out with the niggas. Right. This ain't the same white boy we was making them early records with. Right. Happy to see them niggas with sticks. And it was funny because he also mentioned that a large part of what Drake struggled with early on in his career is his perception of not being quote unquote black enough. Right. And which him hanging around with mixed
people, but
quadroon. But Drake hanging around with Ross and with Wayne, that really gave him a lot of I don't want to say respect, but that gave him a lot of
respect. I mean, cachet.
Not respect, but like
connecting with the black community, basically.
Yeah,
credibility.
It gave
he was able to.
It gave him a little bit of credibility. It's like, well, he's not. He can't be that corny. He's hanging out with Lil Wayne. Right. He's with Ross. He's doing records with people that we respect. Yeah. Right. So it gave him a better entry into the black community, image in the black community.
I would agree with
being less seen as that corny white pop star adjacent actor, fresh off of Degrassi,
Yeah.
Canadian ass nigga. Now, I like some of them songs. Oh yeah, it's the same one that was with Ross and with Drake. So now he's like, you're over here talking about you put number ones in people's hands, and we're saying we're the ones that even made it possible for you to even be dropping music in the first place.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're the reason that you're not looked at as like Logic.
It was just him saying white boy.
Wow.
White boy.
Because
Logic. Wow.
Drake
could have really
Logic.
been Logic.
Drake
if
could
it
have
wasn't for Wayne.
Drake could have easily been Logic.
That's crazy.
He could have easily been Logic.
If he didn't grow that beard,
what really cosigns? What popular cosigns
Wow.
from like black people has Logic really ever had?
Well, he wasn't gonna get it because he started saying, "What was his?" I mean, let me.
Wow.
His suicide song.
That song was like, nigga, what? Because first of all, black people ain't listen to no shit about suicide, but they gonna listen to Sarah Wave though.
359.
Yeah,
I'm so
up.
flabbergasted. You just said that Drake could have been
think
Logic,
that.
and I really he's more talented because he could sing. But I get what you're saying.
And Logic had a good run.
I really get what
back
you're
in the
saying.
day,
Logic
too.
had a good run until he did that suicide song, and then he started. What did Logic did something?
Right, I don't want this to be a
that he
Logic
messed
thing.
up.
But
Yeah, no.